Dear students, in this video we can study how to solve a system of linear equations using Gauss elimination method and also the reduced row echelon form. First we can see some basics of the concept matrices. You are familiar with matrices and it is a collection of numbers arranged in rows and columns. In this matrix A11, A12, etc., A1n, A21, A22, etc., A2n, etc. represents elements of the matrix. Here the first subscript indicates the row number and second subscript indicates the column number. Here we are having m rows and n columns. So matrix A is an m by n matrix. Different types of matrices are there. They are row matrix, column matrix, square matrix, diagonal matrix, etc. A row matrix means a matrix which is having only one row. It can have any number of columns. A column matrix refers to a matrix having only one column. It can have any number of rows. Examples are given here. A square matrix refers to a matrix that has same number of rows and columns. Here matrix A is having two rows and two columns, so this is a square matrix. A diagonal matrix refers to a square matrix in which except the diagonal elements all elements are 0. Diagonal elements means elements at the position A11, A1, A22, A33, A44, etc. Next is scalar matrix. It is a diagonal matrix whose all elements are equal. A scalar matrix is having all its diagonal elements as equal. A unit matrix or identity matrix means it is a scalar matrix in which diagonal elements are equal to 1. A unique matrix of 3 rows and 3 columns is normally represented as I3. A triangular matrix means if every element above or below the diagonal is 0. We can have two types of triangular matrices. They are upper triangular and lower triangular matrices. In upper triangular matrix, elements will be present above the diagonal and below the diagonal we will be having only zeros. In lower triangular matrix, all numbers will be present below the diagonal and zeros will be present above the diagonal. In both the sample examples, 1, 2, 3 are the diagonal elements. An important use of matrix is in solving a system of linear equations. The concept of augmented matrices is used in solving a linear system of equations. Linear systems model is finds applications is applicable in engineering, economics, statistics, traffic flow and commodity market. A linear equation in variables x1, x2, x3, etc. xn is an equation of the form a1x1 in plus a2x2 plus etc. plus an xn equal to b, where a1, a2, a3, etc. an and b are constants. Ai's are called coefficients of xi and b is called constant term of the equation. Having a number of linear equations or a collection of linear equations, they are called a system of linear equations. A short term that can be used for referring to system of linear equations is linear system. It is a finite collection of linear equations in same variables. Here you can see a sample linear system of equations. Here a11, a12, etc. amn are called coefficients of the linear system and b1, b2, b3, etc. bm are called constants. If all bj terms are equal to 0, then it is a homogeneous system. If at least one bj term is not 0, then the linear system is called a non-homogeneous linear system. A solution of a linear system is a set of numbers that makes the equations a true statement. That is, the Values of x1, x2, x3, etc., xn are called solution of the linear system. To find solution for a system of linear equations using matrices, you have to write matrix form of the linear system of equations. That is, Ax is equal to B. Here A represents coefficient matrix, X represents matrix of unknowns, and B represents matrix of constants. A, B, and X are given here. A is the coefficient matrix, X is having n components if we are having n unknowns, and B is having m components. Augmented matrix is obtained by concatenating coefficient matrix with the constant matrix, and it is normally represented using a tilde mark above the matrix name. Gauss elimination and back substitution is normally used for solving a given system of linear equations in n unknowns. Here, we will be performing some row transformations on the coefficient matrix to convert it into an upper triangular matrix. There are three elementary operations permitted on a matrix when performing Gauss elimination method. They are interchange two rows, or multiply each element in a row by a non-zero number, or multiply a row by a non-zero number and add the result to another row. These operations are for rows, not for columns. Now we can see how to solve a system of linear equations using Gauss elimination and back substitution method. We are given three equations and three unknowns. X, Y, Z are the unknowns for which we have to find the values. The first step is you have to write augmented matrix by concatenating coefficient matrix and constant matrix. The next step is you have to convert augmented matrix into upper triangular matrix using row transformations. If you are performing two row transformations like R2 gives R2 minus 2 R1 and R3 gives R3 plus R1, we will be getting one matrix in which last two zeros have zeros at the beginning. There is one more entry that should be made 0, that is minus 1. For that we are performing the transformation R3 gives R3 minus 1 by 2 R2. After doing that operation we will be getting an upper triangular matrix. From this upper triangular matrix we can form three different equations as x plus 2y plus z equal to 0, minus 2y plus z equal to 3, 1 by 2 z equal to 1 by 2. Here we are using back substitution method to find the values of x, y and z. From the last equation we can get the value of z as 1. Using that you can find the value of y, and by substituting the value of y and z in the first equation we can get the value of x. So using backward substitution, how to find x, y and z is shown in this particular slide. Please go through the steps. Value of x, y and z are 1, minus 1 and 1 respectively. Now you can try these two problems using Gauss elimination and back substitution method. So in both the cases we have to first write augmented matrix, then convert augmented matrix into upper triangular matrix, and then form three equations, two or three equations, then using back substitution find the value of unknowns. This is the first tutorial question that you have to try from fourth module. Write it in your tutorial notebook and submit when asked. Now we can see what is meant by row equivalent matrices. Two matrices are row equivalent if one of them can be obtained from the other using elementary row transformations. A linear system S1 is row equivalent to a linear system S2 if S1 can be obtained from S2 by row transformations. Row equivalent linear systems have same set of solutions. That means if two matrices are row equivalent, they will be having the same solutions. A linear system is called overdetermined if it has more equations than unknowns. An example is given here. The given example, we are having 4 equations and 3 unknowns. So this linear system is an overdetermined linear system. A linear system is called determined if its number of equations and number of unknowns are same. In the given example, we are having 2 equations and 2 unknowns. So it is determined. A linear system is called underdetermined if it has fewer equations than unknowns. Suppose we are having only one equation with two unknowns x1 and x2, then that is an undetermined linear system. A system is called consistent if it has at least one solution. At least one solution means minimum one solution. A linear system can have one solution or more than one solutions. In both the cases, it is consistent. A linear system is inconsistent if it has no solutions at all. Gauss elimination method is used for solving linear equations. There are three possible cases. One case, there may not be any solution for the system of equations. Second case, there will be one solution. Third case, there can be more than one solution to the system of equations. We can consider a no solution case. We are given three equations and their augmented matrix is shown here. Suppose I am performing the row operations like row 2 minus 2 by 3 row 1 and row 3 minus 2 row 1. Then we will be getting a reduced matrix. After performing the row operation row 3 minus 6 row 2, we will be getting a matrix which is having all zeros in the last row, 3 zeros and 12 in the last row. So from this we will be getting three equations like 3x1 plus 2x2 plus x3 equal to 3, minus 1 by 3 x2 plus 1 by 3 x3 is equal to minus 2, 0 equal to 12. Here 0 equal to 12 is a false statement, so we can conclude that this particular system of linear equations does not have any solution. When we are performing row transformation, if an entire row becomes equal to 0 with constant term having a numerical value, and if 0 is equated to a numerical value, that type of linear equations does not have any solution. Next case is infinite number of solutions. Here also we are given three equations. Their augmented matrix is given. We are performing row transformations. Then after performing the row transformation, row 3 plus row 2 gives row 3. We are getting zeros in the last row. There we can have only two equations. From the second equation, we can write an equation for x2 as x2 equal to 1 minus x3 plus 4x4. From the first equation, we can get an equation for x1 as x1 equal to 2 minus x4. Here, we can assume different values for x3 and x4 to get unique values for x1 and x2. As we can have different values for x3 and x4, there will be many choices for x1 and x2 also. So in this particular case, given linear system of equations will be having more than one solution. So this is the second case. Then equations having only one solution we have already learned, and these are the type of problems that we have solved in class. Now a matrix can exist in two special forms. They are row echelon form and reduced echelon form. ECHELON is pronounced as echelon or echelon. Whichever is comfortable you can follow. So before going to the details of row echelon form, we can consider what is meant by a pivot. First non-zero entry in each row is called a pivot. So in the given matrix, we are having 1, 2 as the entries in the first row. 1 is considered as pivot. In the second row, 3 is considered as pivot because that is the first non-zero entry in the second row. Row echelon form or REF, a matrix that satisfies three different properties given here are said to be in row echelon form. Three properties are: pivot should go from top left to bottom right, All entries below pivot are zeros. All rows which consist entirely of zeros appear at the bottom of the matrix. If you check these three matrices, you can see that the first matrix pivot element is at position 1 and its right side second pivot element is present. The case of second matrix, first pivot element is at the top left, next is it is present in its right side, and third pivot element is again at the bottom right. And here if you examine, you can see that entries below the pivot element are all zeros, and the row which is having full of zeros are appearing at the bottom of the matrix. So this type of these properties are satisfied. The three properties are satisfied by all the matrices. So all the three matrices are in row echelon form. These are two questions that you have tried as homework, and in the case of these two matrices, here you can see the last matrix that you have got when you tried Gauss elimination method. Here both the matrices, final matrices, are in row echelon form. So when you have applied Gauss elimination method, what you have tried is you have converted augmented matrix into row echelon form to get the solution. So if an augmented matrix can be converted into row echelon form, you can easily get solution for a system of linear equations. Next is reduced row echelon form. A matrix that satisfies four different properties are said to be in reduced row echelon form. All the matrices in reduced row echelon form will be in row echelon form. The basic difference between reduced row echelon form and row echelon form are: in reduced row echelon form, pivot element or all leading entries in each row must be 1. Next is, if a column contains a leading entry 1, then all entries below and above that entry should be 0. In row echelon form, all the entries below the pivot element must be 0. But here, the pivot element must be 1 and all the entries above and below the leading entry 1 must be 0. Third and fourth conditions are same as in row echelon form. Here two matrices are shown. First matrix satisfies first property. All the pivot elements are 1 or leading entries are 1. But it does not satisfy the second property because above these ones we don't have zeros. But second matrix satisfies both first and second properties. Third property is satisfied by the first matrix, but in the case of second matrix here, the second pivot element is appearing to the left of the third pivot element. So property 3 is not satisfied by the second matrix. Here you can see that a matrix and its row echelon form are given. See how to get row echelon form. So an augmented matrix is given here. We have to perform row transformations, and while we are converting a coefficient matrix into upper triangular form, it will be converted into row echelon form automatically. Here you can see the steps, and at the end we are getting row echelon form. This is row echelon form but not reduced row echelon form because the second row we are having a 1 but above that we don't have 0, instead we are having 2. To make it reduced row echelon form, that 2 appearing above 1 in the second row has to be 0, has to be made 0. So that we are performing one more transformation, that is R1 gives R1 minus 2R2. Then we will be getting reduced row echelon form. From this, we can easily write the values of variables. Suppose the first column represents value of x and second column represents value of y. Then x will be equal to minus 1 and y will be equal to 2. So in reduced row echelon form, we can easily write values of variables. Two sample questions are included here. Please try to convert the augmented matrix given here and the system of linear equations given here to reduced row echelon form. Thank you.